Hey movie fans, and welcome to another edition of Movies, which this week marches off to war with a look at a Danish release called Land of Mine, directed by Martin Peter Zandvliet. Although this came out in 2015, its topicality remains deeply relevant today given news of war in Europe and around the globe received on our TV screens, or even harrowingly retold by refugees we've homed from those parts on a daily basis. And before we begin, it's worth paying attention to Danish cinema because it has recently been producing some quite excellent films, exhibits A and B being respectively black comedy Riders of Justice and drama comedy Another Round, both not uncoincidentally starring Mads Mikkelsen. We'll be reviewing Another Round in future editions of Movies, perhaps when we've sobered up a bit more. Stay tuned. And Land of Mine will certainly help that detox process. It is quite definitely not a comedy of any kind, black or otherwise. Set in the months after World War II and Germany's unconditional surrender, it tells the story, later decried by some historians as a Danish war crime, of a group of German POWs, mainly young boys, being ordered to clear some 2 million landmines from the west coast of Denmark, laid there during the war by the same German army. The title, incidentally, is a neat play on words, suggestive both in the literal sense and also in the possessive, underscored in the film's opening sequence as we witness Danish Sergeant Carl Rasmussen, played by Roland Moller, pull up in his jeep beside a retreating line of German POWs and first chins, then repeatedly pummels one of them for the temerity of carrying a Danish flag. The unfortunate soldier ends up more red than the flag he was carrying. The movie was filmed on location at various beaches in Vard, where mines were actually laid by the German army during World War II, and which ironically led to the discovery of a real live mine during filming. The cinematography by the director's wife, Camilla Helm, is incidentally exceptional, capturing this part of southwestern Jutland's gorgeous sweep of long white sands and rolling dunes in brilliant spring sunshine. The remoteness of the location helping to reduce the film down to almost a stage play set al fresco, and allowing the viewer to focus on the POWs and their relationship with Sergeant Rasmussen, whom Moller depicts brilliantly, showing Rasmussen's gradual transition from raging, uncaring taskmaster to benign and compassionate paternal figure by the film's end. I thought this a really good film, a story very well told, one worth staying awake for, but there are one or two wrinkles that, if they don't mar your appreciation of the film, at least knock it back a star or two. There is a curious lack of tension in the film, which is odd given the tasks the POWs have to perform inching across the beach to locate and defuse live mines capable of death or horrific disfigurement in an instant. There is also a predictability about the storyline, with much of what's coming signposted before it arrives, including scenes involving Sergeant Rasmussen's dog and a small wandering child. Apart from one surprise comedy moment, the explosions which punctuate the film are, too, kind of where you'd expect them to be. There is even an inevitability about Rasmussen's own emotional journey from hard bastard to big-ish softy. Perhaps, however, this just means all of the right notes are being hit in all the right order. In any event, they are small gripes when set beside the movie's main theme of man's basic humanity to his fellow man. I thought long over that sentence, but chose it to use in its literal meaning, given there is only one small female part in the film, being the mother of the said wandering child, sensitively played by Laura Bro. Most war films these days seem to carry an anti-war message, which is nothing wrong with that, and Land of Mine is no exception, although this is one a cut above the others, given it is set within such a fascinating historical episode. It also avoids too much stereotyping, so for instance it avoids any whiff of fanatical Hitler youth amongst the POWs to complicate our sympathies. These lads don't possess any lingering notions of Third Reich or fatherland. They just want to go home, rejoin their former lives as carpenters and bookkeepers, and they will do so if they can just get the beaches cleared. And the Danish High Command will honour their pledge to permit this, which is not a given. The central performance in this film belongs to Roland Moller's Sergeant Rasmussen, however, and it is largely through him that the anti-war message is delivered, as we witness his growing appreciation for and deeper connection with his boys as they become by film's end. Rasmussen comes to realise that beneath the skin, beneath the accents and out of uniform, we're all the same, open to the same euphoric moments and equally subject to the same struggles and hardships. The film underscores the ideal that the human species is largely optimistic, benevolent and compassionate, adjectives that may feel strange to some given the times we're living in, but for others it is a reminder that the brotherhood of man means more than just the UK's Eurovision Song Contest winner in 1976. So our score land of mine, 7.5 out of 10, definitely worth a watch, whether for shining a light on this episode of World War II in this part of Europe, or for renewing your faith in the human spirit. Whatever your motivation, you will be rewarded. Thank you for watching. Please comment if you wanted to agree or disagree with anything we've said. We always respond. Otherwise, please like and subscribe, and we will see you soon for more movie reviews.